He is a British comedy writer, Graham Linehan, and he got off the plane in the UK the other day, and the UK police are there to arrest him because he supported the Muslim rape gangs. Oh no, wait, he supported Hamas. Oh wait, that's allowed. Supporting Muslim rape gangs, that's allowed. He supported ISIS. Oh no, that's allowed. Oh wait, he made some tweets on X against transgender. Yeah, things are very interesting in the UK, aren't they, Daniel? You get arrested now for tweets on X criticizing the transgender agenda. But if you support Muslim rape gangs or Hamas and October 7th, I guess you get coffee and donuts delivered to your house. What's going on there?
My favorite one of these stories, and by the way, there are mass arrests. There are thousands of people in the UK have been arrested for speech. I actually wrote an article for Front Page Magazine not that long ago, which showed that there were more people arrested for free speech in the UK than there were in Cuba. The UK at this point is full Orwell. But my favorite story from one of these speech
I'm
arrests.
so sorry to interrupt, Daniel. I don't even think Robert Spencer and Pamela Geller are even allowed in the UK. But if you or Annie or I traveled to UK, is there a chance that the police might be waiting for us at the airport?
Absolutely.
All right, yeah, cancel the trip to UK immediately. Thank you. But that's actually scary, isn't it?
Yeah, if we were to announce, I'm going to go to the UK next week, and one of the people who's monitoring my account, who's British citizen, actually files a complaint with the police about something I wrote, I could very well face the same situation.
Mm.
Anyway, as I was saying,
Yeah, sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
no, no. One of my favorite stories about the UK and this double standard, the two-tier policing, is that there was a man who joined one of these anti-Israel rallies, but he was a bit eccentric, so he had a sign up that condemned Israel and condemned Hamas. You'd figure splitting the difference is good enough. None of these guys who were supporting Hamas at the rally get arrested. However, they complain to the police, and the police arrest this guy because half his sign condemns Hamas. So, and this was, a leftist, but he wanted, to be fair. So he's also going to have a sign condemning Hamas, and they arrest him not for the anti-Israel, obviously, but for the anti-Hamas one. And then the police says, officer tells him, this is a hate crime you're provoking. You're provoking these people. You're making statements offensive to Muslims, which is true. Condemning Hamas and Islamic terrorism is offensive to Muslims. Anyway, Graham Linehan is, he might not mean that much to a lot of Americans, but this was the guy who co-created Father Ted, Black Books, It Crowd. He created a lot of British sitcoms that are popular. So he's very well known. This is not quite J.K. Rowling, but it's up there. This is a guy who was beloved. Then he wrote an episode of the It Crowd, which was accused of being transphobic. He was canceled. Not the show was canceled, he was canceled. His career was destroyed at this point. He was accused of transphobia, and he decided to fight back. So he's been tweeting condemnations of the whole movement and the whole corrupt thing. And really, after his arrest, he put on a sandwich board with the colors of the transgender flag, and he goes to the court because they banned him from being on Twitter. He goes to the court with a sign that says there is no such thing as a transgender child. Anyway, he's coming to the UK from America. He describes how he gets off the plane. There are five armed officers waiting for him. They escort him. They start demanding information about these tweets, and they issue an order banning him from Twitter, and he has to go to another interview. And again, this is routine in the UK, where speech is monitored on a massive level. When the Muslim terrorist stabbed three little girls to death, I mean, he stabbed a number of girls, but he stabbed three little girls to death at a dance studio. And people were very outraged about it, and they went into the streets and protested. The government's media insisted loudly he was not a Muslim. They arrested people who merely tweeted that he was a Muslim for engaging in disinformation. They basically engaged in martial law. They just arrested anybody who was out there either tweeting or protesting or doing anything. Then months later, it came out he was in fact a Muslim. The government had been lying, and of course, there were absolutely no consequences for the government. There were plenty of consequences for the people who were arrested. Once again, now we have a Muslim pedophile attack on a child in the UK by one of these migrants, and there's this mass migration happening in the UK where Afghans and Pakistanis are coming in these little boats across, and they get put up in migrant hotels. And again, some people came out in protest, including children. The UK police came out and arrested the children. So I've said at this point there's a much better case for liberating for the United States going in and liberating the UK than there was for liberating Iraq.
Yeah, there was this one incident that represents a million incidents in the UK. The Muslim rape gangs who were raping this girl. The father showed up to defend her, and the police arrest the father.